Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, thank you. I hope everybody has been well. I am absolutely and have been absolutely exhausted. I can tell when a sleep wave is coming over the planet. Everybody's exhausted because we are upgrading DNA, purging and healing as per usual. They said today's masterclass is about safety. As always, I'd like to thank my angels, my archangels, my guides, my ancestors, the divine, for allowing me to be a clear channel. I don't usually say that when I do channel messages, but moved to do it today. We were watching The Runaways about Joan Jett and the Runaways, and then her later band, the Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. They told me to mention that. Said Crimson and Clover over and over. Safety. I wanted to bring up something that happened to me a couple of nights ago. Happened to me and a few other of my co-workers, and I'm just gonna go into lead into it from there. As I always talk to you guys about cultivating and enforcing healthy boundaries, because it can save your life. What you don't know can't hurt you, it can kill you. That gut feeling is a gut feeling for a reason. That your intuition is located in your gut. That's why they say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day for you to get. They said jumpstart, kickstart your intuition. My umbilical region has been kind of funny because again, people pulling energy from or attempting to pull energy from my solar plexus, and that's how it affects me. I feel a tingling feeling, like a tickling feeling. And I suppose it is annoying. It's like a low, dull pain, and I suppose in the grand scheme of me supposing to be dead or brain damaged or have lost some functioning body part, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, me being exhausted and sleeping it off. They said shake it off, shake it off. And me shaking it off. They said dust your shoulders up. And I was shaking it off, and then they said shake it up. I know that used to be a Nickelodeon show. They said Ant Farm Lab Rats. And then they said The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and those were twins. I remember my daughter's father used to work for a safety, when he used to work for Georgia Pacific, the corrugation department. He was also a member of the safety department, and we used to go on several outings when I was pregnant with the safety team. So safety is a big important part of any area. For obvious reasons, you want to be safe, and you want to keep the people around you safe. You want to keep your finances safe and things that are important to you safe. So what I want to go over was scary to me. I've had several jobs in several different industries over time. Most recently, here's the scary part. Here's where I'll go into it. People talk shit. Customers talk shit. People, I don't want no smoke. You heard that? I don't want no smoke. So I say that to say, I know who I am. I stand in my power. I exert that power when I need to, but not unnecessarily. That's the difference between a true leader and knowing when to fall back and when to stand up. They said I'm a stand-up guy. Now, why I'm mentioning it is worth mentioning because I don't know if this is happening to you guys, or as always on the channel, I just wanted to share this information with you for safety reasons and other reasons. So like I said, I don't know if this is happening to you or not happening to you, but nobody has or should have to decide whether or not to go to work or not because of safety issues, safety reasons. That's fucked up. Even now, they said that's a new low even for y'all. 2 nights ago at work, sometimes you have different shifts, and like I said, customers talk shit. I don't give a fuck. If you want to have a bad day, that's on you. Just don't take it out on me. You will respect me. You will not bring that negative energy to my line, to my phone line, to anywhere I'm at. I don't we don't rate that shit. I don't subscribe to those channels. So working late night one night a few days ago, yeah, about 2-3 nights ago, a customer that started in my line started getting irate, and I knew something wasn't right up here. So I said, I walked over, I excused myself from the line. I didn't even do that. She wasn't even fucking listening. You going in on me or whatever. I'm not responding. So much so to the customers behind her, said, you know what, you're doing an excellent job, which is where meditation comes in. Of course I was annoyed, but she wanted me to be going back and forth with her, and I will not do that. The old me might have. Sometimes I surprise myself with my own growth. But again, the ego is healing itself, you know? So it doesn't feel like it needs to handle every problem. That's where healing comes in, because you know, again, when to stand up, when to fall back. That night, I got taught, know who has the handle and who has the blade. Well, guess what? I had the blade that night, or would have if I would have, you know, give the person what they wanted. You want me to go back and forth with you because hurt people. You're angry, you're irate, you're low vibrational. And again, I'm not going to go there with you. But I did my part, and I walked over to a customer, another worker, and I said to her, look, we might have to call security, because this customer is being disrespectful to me, and the customers behind her being loud and irate, and, you know, remember what they used to call us in class, inattentive and insubordinate. And again, that's not the problem. The problem is, I'm going to get to the problem. They say, wait now. Again, people have bad days. People have bad moments. I give compassion and understanding, but again, I will not take disrespect, and I will not take threatening. That's where it got crazy. So I call, oh no, actually I didn't say we might have to call security right now. I said we might have to suspend this transaction because I need to accommodate, you know, the line is getting longer. I need to accommodate the people in my line, all my other customers, which is what I was explaining to my current customer. She started talking about, oh, I don't give a fuck. I come here to cash checks and spend my money, and all I want to do is shop, and I don't give a fuck about the customers behind me. I don't give a fuck about you with your red hair and your red dreads and all sorts of ignorant shit. It's like, okay, whatever. You know, like I said, I was annoyed with her more so because you holding up my line and I got shit to do. I don't give a fuck about what you want to say about me. So herein where the problem comes in is that I walked over, I said we might need to suspend the transaction, and when the co-worker looked at me and the customer to see what was going on, my, you know, irate customer then turns to her and start cussing her out. So I'm like, hello, is anybody home? What are we doing here? So we can stop doing what we're doing and I can handle the customers. Shit start getting real crazy. So I get back to ringing because we finally do suspend the transaction, and I get one customer behind before shit starts busting out in the store. She's yelling at one customer, like this one customer started having all the other my other coworkers yelling and screaming at her too, which is what she wanted from me. But I had to smile because you didn't get that from me. But what you did get is my ancestors up your ass. So they said she wanted, I'll get back to that part of the story. My ancestor said, look her up and down because we need to see what size her coffin is going to be. That's how bad it was. I'll get back to that. So 2 co-workers that are normally, we deal with irate customers all day. Not all day, but, you know, all the time. But I've never heard them get out of character like that. I don't know what character is because I've only been there for, you know, a little while. But again, in the space of time, that's what I'm talking about. The space of time that I was there, I've never seen them. You know, we've had crazy characters, but I've never seen them that way. And that's when I said, oh shit. So security is finally called. Now, mind you, it's so loud and so boisterous and so disrespectful and so just low vibrational that every single customer in the store is looking at this one customer. Security has to be called. There are several other customers recording, telling me I'm doing a good job for, you know, keeping my cool. Again, shit happens, but how are you going to respond? So let me continue the story time. I'm gathering the thoughts in my Okay, so you cussing 2, 3, 4 people out. I see that you arguing with other customers, they going back and forth with you. Arguing with other co-workers, they're going back and forth with you. Security's finally called, but the security guard is unarmed and he is tall and slim, but there's only one of them. And everybody talking shit about the security, but at the same time, you have to be mindful. And I did agree, but at the same time, you have to be mindful. Security guard gives a fuck about his life as well. Here is where the problem lies. Like I said, we all, you have people that are entitled, you have people that are angry, you have people that are going to cause a scene, cause a ruckus. So security gets called. Security asks her to leave the store. She's still walking around the store, but again, security can only do one thing when he's unarmed. We remove ourselves from the floor when she didn't threaten me, but she threatened another another co-worker who didn't play that shit. You don't know what people's trigger warnings are. She went ham. People was calling their husbands, their wives, their parents to come pick them up because after the security guard escorted her out of the store, she walked right back into the store. He was following her around the store. She refused to leave. Gwinnett County came to the store, didn't do shit. Come to find out, this bitch got a whole ankle bracelet on. You supposed to be at the house, have on house arrest. You didn't do shit. Now this is where the problem is. We gonna have shit happen, but I refuse to not feel safe at my place of employment or anywhere else that I go. I refuse. I refuse. I let people go out of my individual personal life now because of my because of their refusal to keep me safe when it was supposed to be that way. When we have an agreement or whatever, parents off the top, parents are supposed to be keeping you safe. Your loved ones supposed to keep you safe. Your co-workers, can't really say that, but they're supposed to keep you safe at work. That's where I will say co-workers are supposed to keep themselves and you safe at work. You can't really talk about a co-worker outside of work. You don't know what the fuck. Or, when you work with people, you don't know what's going on. The common denominator between you and your co-workers clearly is your employer. You don't know anything else about that outside of what they have going on outside of their life, outside of work. And you can't knock that. But you will be keeping me safe. I shouldn't have to decide whether I want to go to work or not because it's a safety fucking issue. That's where I'm going with this part of the conversation. And if any job decides that they don't give a fuck about you enough to keep you safe, then that's when you need to. They said these boots is made for walking, and that's just what they do. Ain't nobody got time for that. Again, I had to let people go because you don't want to be safe. I want to be safe. You want to be driving drunk, driving under the influence, smoking under the influence, texting and driving while I'm in the car. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do while I'm not in your car. And, somebody in my past used to say that shit too, and I never understood the importance of this shit because you don't understand. You figure you could text and drive, talk and drive, and maybe you could put yourself at risk, but I never recognized and realized how important that truly is if you give a fuck about somebody. People are losing their lives behind texting, behind Facebook, behind IG, Twitter, and whatever the fuck, Facebook, YouTube, and all sorts of media and social media outlets and social media platforms behind this addiction to the fucking screen, man. Addiction to social media. It's sickness. It's a sickening. Sometimes I get in the Lyft or the taxi, not Lyft, but if I call a regular taxi, you texting and driving. I don't play that shit. I think a lot of people feel that because you take taxi or Lyft often is because you don't know how to drive. No. If I see you swerving, I'm looking straight at you through the rear roof, I'm hearing views. And then I heard VTech. So V is significant. So let me get back to the story. Like I said, if any place, any habit, any person does not make you feel safe, then you need to fucking go. I don't give a fuck who it is. It can cost you your life. It said life or limb. It can cost you your life or a limb. It's not playtime out here. So let me continue. The scariest part of the whole, where I'm going with this, the whole story, was that not that, like I said, people talk shit, whatever, but when you threaten to kill people, when you threaten to shoot people, when you know that you came into the store, was acting like an absolute demon, got everybody in the store riled up, and the cops came, and you have an ankle bracelet on, and Gwinnett County did absolutely fucking nothing, to the point where you were back in the store terrorizing another cashier. By then, about me and 4 other people had walked off the floor because you talking shit. We all riled up. And really and truly, more so than being riled up, is the fact that we don't know if you're serious or not. I'm not ready to take ready or willing. They said ready, able, or willing. So RAW. They said acronyms are significant. RAW is significant. They say, yeah, you about to get a raw deal from what the shit that you fucking pulled. The performance was not award worthy, but you about to get a raw deal. You fuck with me. Period, point blank. You fuck with me and everybody else's ancestors that you riled up. You don't know who the fuck people are in the people don't even recognize spirituality. They said you don't what Fat Joe said, niggas don't respect the Bible out here. It's survival out here. Yeah, terror squad. That's what they're gonna come through. Terror squad on your ass. They said that you gonna get sized up. We need to see what size your coffin is, because that's how bad it was. That's how disrespectful it was. You have a whole ankle bracelet on. Gwinnett County cops come and do absolutely nothing. So we went in the security closet because somebody else reported the same customer being on the phone, giving descriptions, giving names and shit like that. We don't have time for that. Telling people that telling us that you're gonna have your peoples come up to the store. About 5 of us left the store that night. I'm going home. I don't give a fuck about this job to that point. It's no job is worth your safety. Nowhere, no job should your safety should not ever be compromised at a job or anywhere else for that matter. But it's different. Not that it should be compromised if you didn't work there, if you were just, if you were a shopper, because you come to shop in a store. But even more so, let me tell you where I'm coming from. You should know that you're going to be safe shopping in any store, anywhere you go. But shit could pop off at any time. But as per the employee, that's where I'm going with it. As an employee of any store, you mean to tell me that you can't keep your employees safe? No, there's a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. And so, to be honest with you, I called out. My next shift, I called out because I don't know. Here's where I'm going with this. You might not remember nobody else, everybody you cussed out, but you will remember the cashier that you that in your mind started the argument. And that would be me. I'm not playing them games. Okay? The universe is always going to be providing for me. I'm going to be going to work for the next few shifts until the universe tells me I'm not going to go there no more. And that's of last night. And here's the crazy part. That was not the first time some shit like that happened. 2-3 weeks ago, a huge ass alarm went off in the store. It's like, blindingly loud, disablingly loud, and nobody could stop the shit. All the customers looking around, what is that? Where is it coming from? You got, people on edge. That loud ass noise is putting more people on edge. Babies start screaming and shit like that. It's the vibration and the noise. I know when certain music that I know that certain music now, I can't listen to certain music anymore because of the vibration in the noise. My ears will start feeling like there are 2 ice picks and shit. Just some digging out my fucking brain. I cannot listen to certain things anymore. So that's where I'm going with that. I wasn't scared about her. You could talk all the shit you want to do. When you put your hands on me, then we have a whole nother motherfucking problem. But sticks and stones might break my bones, but your words will never hurt me. But words do hurt. And I'm not going to say I don't get hurt by words. I wasn't hurt by your words. I don't give a fuck what you want to say about me. I don't care. You're not me. You will never be like me. You're low vibrational, stuck in the matrix, and so you see life from that those limited lenses, 3D. Like somebody, I used to say 1D motherfuckers. You ain't even on 3D. But that's where I'm going with it. So the crazy part about all that is, you see how there aren't any mistakes. The universe is just alignment with the lessons that you need to learn. Again, I reiterate and repeat that some of the people that I had to let go was because I did not feel safe. I am not going to be putting my safety at risk. Get caught up. You ever had some shit happen to you? Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Let me get some water. You ever had some shit happen to you whereas you ever had some shit happen to you pop off whereas you don't even know how you got here? How did I get here? Excuse me, my throat is nobody. Some people never want me to say this shit. Some people, you know, are aligning their throat chakras. And as you see through here, excuse me, purple is significant. But yeah, some people, I'm coughing because some people need to get their throat checked out. Throat chakras are getting realigned. You ever seen that meme that there's a chakra ring? There's a 4-finger ring that is full of crystals, but it looked like it looks like a weapon, and it's like when you're spiritual, what motherfuckers need their throat chakras realigned. Look for that shit. It's hilarious. It's like a 4-finger ring with a whole bunch of spiky crystals on it, and it says when you're spiritual, but motherfuckers need their throat chakras realigned. Yeah, that part. So the whole crazy part about it is it's nothing that's aligned. It's nothing that's no mistake. It's alignment. This is a message for somebody. And somebody need to hear that shit, especially if you know you need to be looking for another job, or you know you're not happy with the people around you, or you know you're just not happy. You need to make a change, and you have the power to do so. Only you have that power. They said only you have the power to. Only you can prevent forest fires. Smokey the Bear. I used to be able to draw him very well. I used to be able to draw really well. And again, I'm coming back into my gifts because they were being under attack this whole time. They said under siege. Mark for death, Steven Seagal. And then they said bad boys 2. What you gonna do when they come for you? Yeah, we're gonna call the fucking Ghostbusters. That's what the fuck we gonna do. So where I was going with that same day, a few days ago, my younger daughter, got in trouble at school one time for breaking the rules. They said breaking all the rules. I think that's a movie. And then they said Breaking 2. Love those movies. Kelly, Turbo, and Ozone. And then I didn't even realize, they're telling me to tell you guys all this. I didn't know that Shabba-Doo, what's his name? Adolfo Quinones or some shit like that. Shabba-Doo, he was married to Ray Dawn Chung, who is Tommy Chung's daughter of Cheech and Chong. Tommy Chung of Cheech and Chong, which, I didn't know that. She was married to C. Thomas Howell, Pony Boy from The Outsiders. They're telling me to tell you guys all this. This is how they make connections with me and for me sometimes. My daughter got in trouble one time for bringing pepper spray to school. No, it was mace. They found her in the bathroom. They said, they lied about that story, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you that she got in trouble for bringing mace to school. She got suspended 3 days in school, 3 days out of school. 2 weeks after that, she got suspended again for bringing mace and pepper spray to school. Excuse me, she had mace and another weapon that I provided for fucking safety. That's the big word here, safety. That time she got in trouble, was out of school suspension for 10 days. So we had to end up going to a tribunal for Gwinnett County, which, as they told us, no extra people, just her and I. When you come, leave all your belongings, cameras, nothing, no recording devices, leave that shit in the car. We came in the lift, so they had to lock it in a closet. So they're asking me my opinion about whatever happened. I told them that, yes, she's in violation of the rules because I provided those weapons to her for safety. She's 15, has since turned 16, but these children leave for school in the middle of a pandemic, in the dark, walking 2 or more blocks in the dark, mind you, to the bus stop. So yes, I'm in violation of all codes, and if I need to take it up all the way up the ladder, I will, because you're not going to tell me that I cannot protect my child. Again, safety. You're not going to tell me that I can't protect my child. So where I was going with it was, yes, you have rules, and yes, rules need to be in place and enforced because of obvious reasons. However, in 2022, in the middle of a concession stand, I said in the middle of a pandemic, there should be some concession given for the fact that people need to control themselves, protect themselves. My argument was that it wasn't that she is a bad student. You wasn't flashing these weapons. You wasn't using it against somebody. You wasn't using it against yourself. You have them there merely for protection. Now, what I was telling them was, again, concession should be given. Maybe install. You can't tell people that they can't protect their children, especially when they're not with them. They're walking by themselves to these bus stops. In the daytime, it's a little bit better because there's daylight, but it's still not 100% safe. You can't just, you know where I'm going with this. So I tell them, if I have to fight it all the way, I will. Yes, she broke the rules. Yes, I'm in the knowledge of that. Yes, we're in violation of the rules, but I agree to that because of everything that I'm telling you here. You can't tell people they can't, protect their children. So in 2022, in the middle of a pandemic, concessions should be given. Maybe install metal detectors. Maybe have security check their bags when they come to school and remove what they remove. Put it in a little a cubby hole. Have a section for just that, and have the student return their shit to school. Because if anything were to happen to your child to school, because the school told you couldn't protect your child, what the fuck leg do you have to stand on? You have to understand, we're in the South. We're melanated, and I can't even say it's all melanated people, but it's mostly melanated people that they're going for. They're trying to take us out because we are golden children. These demons know who the fuck we are, period. When they asked me about my opinion, I told them that how is it that my child is getting in trouble for safety, protecting herself, and you guys had us come to a whole tribunal in a Gwinnett County, administrative building away from the school. So now she's not allowed on any property for the end of the school year, because we're allowed to online instruction, online education for the rest of for the month, what's left of the school year. And that's okay for me because I would rather be her home if you're not able to protect herself. So where I was going, my argument was, how is she getting in trouble for safety issues, for protecting herself, when we came into the tribunal, which was like a court proceeding, school side, my side, and they wanted to hear from the student as well to come to an agreement, and the agreement was, like I said, online schooling for the rest of the year, based on the fact that, based on everything, her grades, attendance, and everything. She's a good kid. She broke the rules because she was trying to protect herself. She wasn't trying to harm, injure, or hurt anybody else. So it wasn't in a fight. It wasn't, none of that. So my point was, how you let us, like I said, I didn't have a vehicle to leave my stuff in, so they locked in a closet. But you never once asked for ID. You never asked if I was who I was. If the child you never asked for my daughter, the student's ID. How do you know I am who I say I am? How do you guys know that she is the student that's supposed to be in question? But you guys are getting her in trouble for safety. You see, this is the fucked up thinking of the fucking Matrix. Where the fuck they do that at? You feel what I'm saying? So understandably, if they had told me that online schooling was not an option because if the charges were great enough, because this was her second time, that she could be expelled, and alternative option was not an option either if she was expelled. But again, the agreement was for her to be off campus and online learning for the rest of the school year, which is about a month. Memorial Day weekend, the kids are out of school down here. But do you see where I'm going? So now I'm going back to work until Spirit tells me otherwise. But of course, now I have to be looking for another job because I only work part-time any motherfucking way. But the point of the matter is, nowhere, no person that you hang around, doesn't matter, mother, father, sister, brother, like I tell you throughout my videos, and especially your employer, because your employer is fucking optional. You don't have to work for an employer. Family you can't change. You might not fuck with them no more. You might not deal with them no more, but they're still your family technically, by blood. You know what I'm saying. Whoever fucked me over ain't no kin to me. You ain't no kin to me. Ain't no friend of mine. But where I'm going with is an employer is optional, and if you and I have an agreement that I'm going to work here, then it should be an agreement that you keep me safe. How the fuck you guys don't have armed security guards? And where I'm going with this, because I never told them that, But I'm going to tell y'all, my followers and listeners, this. I think it's a melanated thing. We're all melanated women working the late shift, the night shift. And you mean to tell me you can't afford or don't give a fuck about, and see how Gwinnett County came and was allowed to, the person was also melanated. They said let them ninjas kill each other off. They don't give a fuck about you. Period. Period. I'm not gonna bring, I don't even know what to do or how to proceed now. How I'm gonna be at work not feeling safe? You're supposed to be at work. Safety shouldn't be an issue in the least. That should be the least thing that you're worried about. And the crazy part about all of that is I never forget, because there was a glitch. You know, when you start a new job, you have to watch these onboarding videos about safety and all sorts of shit, policies, procedures, rules, how, you know, if anything were to happen, you know, knowledge at, you know, in your department, all of those get tested before you go onto the floor. And there was a glitch in the fucking system where I literally had to watch an active shooter video 8 times, 8 or 9 times. I said, no, due to graphic images, I'm not going to be able to watch this shit again. Trigger warning like a motherfucker. So that's where I'm going with the security guard. They all cussing the security guard out, but there's one security guard in the store, and he's not armed. He's skinny like a fucking twig. There's no reason that at night or any part of the day, because we're in a pandemic, that the store shouldn't have armed, excuse me, armed security for safety of the employees and the shoppers. Like, what? So that's what the other my employees was like. Oh, just fuck my safety, huh? Fuck my safety. And they've been there for how long? I don't know. But I haven't been on the job that long, and I should not, nor should you, have to wonder and choose to go to work because of a safety fucking issue. And when I say safety issue, I mean the lack of urgency to hire security to properly secure the store to make us feel safe. That's fucked up. Now I have to go look for a whole nother job. Safety should never be compromised on any fucking level. You guys be well. See you guys next video.